18 years had passed since Adaeze vanished into the river, her name whispered like wind through the trees. But the river had not forgotten, nor had it forgiven. In Obioma, a girl named Chikamso was born during a thunderstorm. The midwife gasped when the baby didn't cry, until the sound of rushing water filled the room and her eyes opened, glowing silver. By the time she turned 10, Chikamso could summon fish with her voice, spoke to the river like an old friend. Her mother said nothing, but the elders watched. One evening, the oracle emerged from isolation and declared, "She is Adaeze's daughter. She carries the river's rage." Her village turned cold. Her friends were forbidden to speak to her. At night, she began to dream of a woman in white by the riverbank, always dancing, always crying. "You are not cursed, my daughter," the woman whispered. "You are chosen." Chikamso began hearing the river speak, not just in her dreams, but while awake. It warned her of dangers, whispered the secrets of the land. But when the village's water dried again during the harmattan, they accused her of withholding the flow. "Like your mother, you will destroy us," they cried. Her earth-mother Olumma broke down and confessed. Adaeze was her real mother. She had been raised in hiding. After Adaeze vanished into the river, the stories told was about a spirit that sang in Igbo and English and blessed the fishermen with a great catch. However, Olumma was the only one that knew that the spirit came to land at night when everything had gone to sleep. Ulumma was married to Ugoji but was barren for many years, which led to her being neglected by her husband. Eventually, she became pregnant and was happy that fate had finally smiled at her. However, the night she gave birth, the baby was a stillbirth. Ugoju was very angry and discarded her, stating that their marriage was over. Oloma clutched her baby in her arms and decided she would entreat the gods until they returned her baby girl to her. She took her baby to the river that night, and as she sat by the shed crying and pleading with the gods, she saw a beautiful woman in white. She was heavily pregnant and in labor. Without hesitation, Oloma forgot about her grief and helped the woman in labor. After the baby was born, she did not cry. The river turned, the rain came, and as the sound of rushing water filled the room, the cry of a newborn was heard. The mother entrusted the baby to Oloma. "Raise her well," she said. Then she took Oluma's dead baby and glided towards the sea. And as Oloma watched, the beautiful woman faded until she could see her no more. Then the beautiful voice sang, the song everyone in Obioma had known to come from Adaeze. It was then that she knew the gods had answered her prayer, not the way she wished, but definitely a blessing. "You were born of sacrifice and spirit," Oloma said to Chikamso. "Being the daughter of Adaeze does not mean I brought misfortune to the land," Chikamso argued, but the villagers' minds were made up. If she insists that this is not her doing, then she must prove herself. After all, the river never forgets, never forgives, the elders added. The chief priest therefore prepared for the test that would show if the trials of Obioma was related to Chikamso. On the set day, to prove herself innocent, Chikamso dove into the sacred river, where only priestesses were allowed. The villagers expected her to drown, as only those favored by the gods can step into this water. Instead, she vanished beneath the surface and found herself in a glassy realm, a world beneath water, where God sat in judgment. There she faced Ezewan, the river goddess, half beautiful, half monster. Your mother broke our bond. Why should I let you live? Chikamso knelt. Because you loved her, and I am what remains of that love. Moved by her response, the goddess agreed to lift the curse, but only if Chikamso agreed to become the river's new priestess. She agreed, and the curse was lifted. The water returned. Obioma was saved. Her mother's sacrifice must not be in vain. Adaeze still served the river goddess, though not in the ways that was intended. If what she must do to permanently appease the gods, return her people's prosperity, and absolve her mother of any stigma, was to serve as a priestess of Ezewine, then that is what she must. But every full moon, the river still sings with Adaeze's voice.